gorgeous Thursday afternoon here in San Francisco, and we're set for Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. It's the rubber game today. The Cubs taking on the San Francisco Giants. And once again, let's update the National League wildcard standings. Cubs ended up losing a little ground last night. Now 3 games behind the Pirates after a 4-2 loss, and the Giants 6.5 back going into action today. Great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper, off to Los Angeles for the weekend after this one. Madison Bumgarner for the Giants, Dan Herron for the Cubs. And let's talk about the Cubs this month. It has been one of the better months we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's been impressive. You know, the Cubs for the longest time kind of treading water, 5-6 games above 500. They've gotten red hot here in the month of August. 18-5, best mark in the National League. Third straight winning month, first time that has happened since 2008. They've been above the break-even mark every month of this season.
We knew it wouldn't be easy today against Madison Bumgarner, one of the best in the business, had maybe the best postseason run any pitcher has ever had last year.
Yeah, and he's been on a real roll, too. He's won his last 4 starts, has a microscopic ERA during that stretch. He has pitched complete games in his last 2 starts here in his home ballpark. So a tough test for the Cub hitters today. That's why Joe Madden has gotten a little creative with his lineup, trying to get as many right-handed bats in there as possible.
Yeah, he seems to be poised to possibly win Pitcher of the Month here in August. How about 41 strikeouts, 2 walks so far this month, so a tall order. And you might be able to make a case, JD, that he should hit above 9th in the order.
Yeah, and because of what he does with the bat, because he pitches so deep into games, you know, he's not a front runner for the Cy Young Award, but he might be the most valuable pitcher in the league right now.
Well, coming up, Miguel Montero, who is not in the lineup today, will sit down with our Patrick Mooney. Kyle Schwarber is in there behind the plate, catching for Dan Herron. We're getting set for the Cubs and the Giants coming up. like Madison Bumgarner.
If they want to play in the big league, they're going to have to face guys like that, like these ones. So if they're everyday players, they got to face him, you know. So I would say that's pretty much it. They're going to be a big league players. Playoff, not playoff, because in the playoffs you might face the guys that are not Bumgarner and not Kershaw, you know. So you're just facing another pitcher. That's it. You got to look it out like this way, you know. You're facing another guy, and you got to play it. I knew the Cubs were going in the right directions when we played in the second half of the year last year. And I heard a lot of things about the organization. You know, obviously, I don't know how good the players were there. I just heard they were pretty, you know, top prospects. And I don't like to get caught off too much on the prospect status and things like that. I really wanted to see it and make my own scouting report, you know. And they're talented. The guys are very talented in this team, and they got pretty good potential for many, many years to come. Yeah, Schwarber he's a special kid. He's special. He can hit. He's no doubted, you know. He's still young. He's still learning. He's still adjusting to it, and he's been doing it a great job for us. Myself, I'm a little older. I still think I can still play, and but you know, it's just I will do my best. I don't know how much damage we can do together, but I just do my best, and hopefully sometime every now and again I can do some damage, sneaky attack. Obviously, because I don't want people to get down on us. I don't want my teammates to get down on us. You're going to go through tough times, you know, and probably the tough times are the times where I tweet the most. We lost yesterday, and, you know, I still tweet because we can't win it all, you know. You know, you can't win every single game. We can win the whole year. I mean, like, we can win it all, championship-wise, because I think we have the ability to do it. And you know, I like to do it. I would like to say that, and I kind of buy into the players too. They started believing that we are good, and we are. Because sometimes sometimes we're probably not that good because, you know, it's part of the game. You're not going to be great every day, but as long as you believe that you're a good player, longer you believe in yourself, and you know you can do it, that's all that matters. It's about confidence. It's about belief in your abilities and let it play.
Good stuff from Miguel Montero. He's available off the bench today. Kyle Schwarber catching against Madison Bumgarner. And we'll have the Cubs and the Giants coming up next.
We're able to see pitches, but a lot of times we're able to build pitch counts up among other good starters, within other good starters, and I think that's where I have a lot of confidence in this young group, is that we do that. We're not just up there hacking. We have a really good game plan. John, Maley, and Ski do a great job of preparing our guys. So that's why I have a lot of confidence going forward with our hitters, is that they're not just a bunch of hackers.
Palace of Fine Arts here in San Francisco. What a glorious afternoon. Tall order, Cubs facing Madison Bumgarner in a great stretch here in August. And let's hear from Joe Madden on facing the best in the business.
We're not free swingers. You know, we do, we'll accept their walks. We strike out, but it's not like we're just chasing all the time. We're able to see pitches, but a lot of times we're able to build pitch counts up among other good starters, within other good starters, and I think that's where I have a lot of confidence in this young group, is that we do that. We're not just up there hacking. We have a really good game plan. John Maley and Ski do a great job of preparing our guys. So that's why I have a lot of confidence going forward with our hitters, is that they're not just a bunch of hackers.
Not only Bumgarner today, the Cubs will face Clayton Kershaw in Los Angeles tomorrow night. Dan Herron has faced the Giants quite a bit in his career. Fly ball pitcher, big park. Hopefully that will help him this afternoon. So Dan Herron, the right-hander, against the lefty Madison Bumgarner. We'll have the lineups in the first pitch from San Francisco coming up.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
Let's get right into the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Dexter Fowler gets another day, just some soreness, leg and hand, maybe back in there tomorrow night. So Chris Denorfi in the leadoff spot in left. Kyle Schwarber moves down a notch. He's hitting second. Chris Bryant is in right field for the first time in the major leagues. Rizzo, Castro, Russell. Matt Caesar gets the start in center. He just got back with the club for the 7th time this year. Dan Herron, the pitcher, and switch hitting Jonathan Herrera will play third in bat 9.
The Giants are a banged-up bunch right now, so there's some different names in their lineup these days. We'll take a look at them defensively. Aoki is in left. Perez plays center. Marlon Byrd, recently acquired, is in right. Duffy, Adrianza, Tomlinson, and Belt third to first. Buster Posey behind the plate. And the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Giants here this afternoon is the big lefty, 26-year-old Madison Bumgarner trails only Jake Arrieta in wins with 15. He's got an ERA of 3.02. Tremendous strikeout to walk ratio. He's allowed 16 home runs this year. 15 of those have come to right-handed batters, and that's why Joe Maddon has got as many righties in there as possible. He's been red hot here in August, as we told you, pregame. 4-0 with a .142 and 4 August starts. He's got a 2.05 ERA in his home ballpark. A big challenge for the Cub hitters here today.
Gary Cedarstrom is the crew chief. He'll get the plate today. Jim Wolf is at first, Lance Barksdale at second, and Ryan Blackney over at third. The Dodgers a winner, 1-0 in Cincinnati. Just went final here a few minutes ago, so the Giants are 3 back in the National League West. Cubs, as we mentioned on our pregame coverage, 6.5 ahead of San Francisco.
Two guys to keep an eye on today for the Cubs, DeNorfia and Castro, both with good numbers against Bumgarner.
He slings it in there, 91, and a strike called on DeNorfia. Bumgarner 6'5", 235, 26 years old. Recently celebrated a birthday on August 1st. I guess if you're born in August, you should probably pitch well in this month, and he has been lights out.
Yeah, that 4-start stretch I referenced, he is not allowed a home run in those 4 ball games.
Comes the 1-1. It's a strike, and if today's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Vinny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois.
Bumgarner, 4-pitch mix, fastball, slider, curve, and change.
It was the curve, and then he bounced it. Schwarber, then Bryant here in the first inning. Swing and a miss. He got him. Took even more off the curveball. 75 miles an hour to get him.
Yeah, and he has the ability to throw that backdoor breaking ball because of the arm angle. It kind of, low 3/4 comes from way out here on the side, and that breaking pitch, a lot of times guys will give up on it. This time DeNorfia offers, but fooled by the off-speed nature of that pitch.
Now Schwarber, he had 2 hits. Stole a base. Scored a run last night in his first career opportunity in the leadoff spot. Now, one of the hits was a double that was popped straight up in the air, but it still counts.
An infield pop-up double and an infield ground ball hit to shallow right because they had the pull shift on, and there was a little bobble, and he was able to beat it. He got a knock. Bumgarner will top out about 95 miles an hour, but typically he's 91 to 92.
Three and 0. .79 degrees. Just perfect. Wind not doing anything, which is rare here in San Francisco. Maybe an early afternoon nap for the Wind.
It's out there. It's waiting to come in.
3-1 is fouled out of play. Now full, 3-2.
I haven't been out in this ballpark for too many day games. Back in the old days at Candlestick, you'd have a lot of early afternoons like this. It would be warm, the wind would be laying down, and then as you got into the later hours of the afternoon, that wind would really kick up. The wind is less of a factor in this ballpark than it was at Candlestick. And with the early start here today, I don't know if it ever will be a factor in the ball game today. This park might play a little smaller this afternoon. One of the tougher home run parks in all of baseball. Big gaps, a lot of acreage to cover out there in the outfield, so it will yield a fair number of doubles and triples.
Pretty good battle here. Garner made his debut 2009. And he was just 20 years old. (82 wins, 55 losses. A career 3.06 earned run average. He had a postseason run for the ages last year. He ended up being the MVP of the NLCS and the World Series. Called strike 3 to get Schwarber.
Denarfia swinging at the curveball, and after a lengthy battle, he goes slider here to catch Schwarber looking.
Bumgarner's not quite Nolan Ryan like. He's not a guy who snorts out there, but he'll stare down guys. He's got an intimidating presence, doesn't he?
Big old boy, man.
Yep.
6'5", 235.
Bryant taps foul. Our lows never stop improving. Chris Bryant. 6-game hitting streak, and if you take it a little further, 13 hits over his last 8 games, with 11 knocked in.
A single and a double in the ball game last night. The single in the first drove in the Cubs' only runs, and a 4-2 loss.
Change up 1-2 to Bryant. Rizzo on deck. Bumgarner looking for win number 16 on the year. Swing and a miss. He just struck out the side. And now in the month of August, 44 strikeouts, 2 walks. So Dan Herron will take the ball when we return to San Francisco. First, he struck out all 3, and now Dan Herron will face pretty banged up Giants lineup. Brought to you by Southwest. Nori Aoki led off the bottom of the first last night with a home run off Kyle Hendricks. Duffy is in there despite playing on a sprained ankle. Belt, Posey, Bird, Tomlinson. Juan Perez to start in center. Angel Pagan not activated off the DL today. A-Ray Adrianza is at short. Brandon Crawford still day-to-day. And Bumgarner can really swing the bat. He'll hit ninth.
Cubs defensively, DeNorfia left, Caesar center, Bryant right, Herrera, Russell, Castro, Rizzo third to first. Kyle Schwarber gets a starting assignment behind the plate, and Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Cubs is the veteran right-hander Dan Herron, his third start against the Giants this year. Just off the outside edge. He pitched to Dandy here back in May, 7 innings of 2-run baseball.
2 balls, no strikes to Norichika Aoki.
Dan has made 4 starts in a Cub uniform. 1 win, 1 loss, a 6.05 ERA.
In it now, 2-2.
Should be a good ballpark for Herron. He's a fly ball pitcher, and this is a big yard.
There is a pop-up. And it's Russell out in shallow center to make the catch.
No treat staring up into that sky this afternoon. The good news is the wind's not blowing, so you don't have to deal with a whole lot of that.
Nice hand for Matt Duffy. Pretty dire for the Giants when he sprained his ankle in the first inning on a pickoff attempt at first base, considering all the day-to-day injuries they have. But he gutted it out, stayed in the game, scored a run, in fact, stole a base, got the third, scored the tying run, and ended up playing the entire night and back in the lineup today. So I would imagine that right ankle is heavily taped.
And then, you know, when you look at the pitching matchup, the fact that Dan has struggled and Bumgarner's been at the top of his game here, it's obviously not a favorable one for the Cubs, but this lineup of the Giants is fairly depleted.
So Herron 2 for 2 in coaxing fly balls as Bryant makes the catch in right.
The lineup when, you know, given the opportunity in critical situations, you can tiptoe around Belt and Posey a little bit. Bird's dangerous, but he swings and misses a lot, and just not a whole lot of firepower down near the bottom of the order. Ironically, until you get to Bumgarner. I mean, look at this lineup today, 6 through 9. If you were to handicap which one of those guys was most likely to go deep, it would probably be Madison Bumgarner.
One and one on Brandon Belt. On deck.
Herron's been a really good pitcher for a long time. His win with the Cubs was his 150th career major league win against 130 losses. He's learned to survive with a loss of velocity. Doesn't throw anywhere near as hard as he used to. Leans heavily on a cut fastball these days.
Count at the limit at 3-2. Belt the big triple. He ended up scoring the game-winning run last night. It was in the 6th inning. Interesting, right? Bumgarner strikes out the side. Dan Herron does what he does best. He gets 3 outs in the air. So the Giants go down in order. Orlando City don't miss a second of the exciting Eastern Conference matchup, starting at 6 on CSN Plus. What a day to be out here at the ballpark. Bumgarner to Rizzo. And a strike. Chronicled his fine work the last 2 years against lefties. That ball hit hard into right. Good start to the second.
Second hit of the series for Anthony. Took an 0 for last night, but hit the ball hard on 2 occasions. Didn't find any holes. This time he does. Mentioned Castro earlier. Good numbers against Bumgarner. 10 out of 24. That's a .417 batting average.
Castro in the lineup once again today for the 4th consecutive game. He's hit .290 over his last 24 games, and you see these numbers Katie referenced earlier. 10 out of 24 against Bumgarner. That's on the outside for a strike.
Yeah, Joe likes to start base runners with Starlin up there because he hits the ball on the ground so often, but it's a risky proposition with Bumgarner. He's so quick to the plate. It's hard to get a jump against him, and he does get a lot of swings and misses. Anthony not measuring much of a lead at all, but sometimes he does that just to lull the pitcher to sleep. Takes that very modest lead as if to say, hey, don't worry about me, we're good, I'm just hanging out over here, I'm not going anywhere. And then he'll cheat a little bit, try to anticipate first move.
Garner gets a sign from Posey. Quick to the plate. Slap foul to right. So I guess Bruce Bochy was, he had plan A, plan B, plan C. The whole thing with Duffy. Really needed Duffy to play third. I guess one of his choices. It was kind of a last resort choice, was to play Buster Posey at third, but he wanted Posey to catch Bumgarner. I guess Angel Pagan has rejoined the team, but he has not been activated. Sounds like he will be brought back from the DL tomorrow night when the Giants host the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think when you got a guy like Bumgarner and you've got a banged up team like Bruce Bochy does, you do everything you can to lean on him. So if he prefers having Posey back there, then you stick Posey back there. If he wants the shortstop to stand on his head, you tell him to stand on his head. Yep. Whatever you need, big guy.
Good read by Rizzo. He has improved his base running. The minute that ball hit the dirt, he was on his way. That's a wild pitch.
Yep, bounce breaking ball. You got to anticipate it. He'll throw a lot of breaking balls down there. So, against a guy that's tough to hit, you've got to be ready to pounce, take full advantage of these opportunities.
Will grab an early lead. Rizzo will score. Castro on his way to second. RBI double. Starlin Castro, and it's 1-0.
Sometimes the numbers don't mean a whole lot. Other times they do. Castro obviously sees Bumgarner well. Continues to hit him well. 11 out of 25 now against the big lefty for Starlin, who had a big night here 2 nights ago. He had 3 hits, including a long home run. Reaches out and yanks that breaking ball right down the third base line.
Russell moving up to hit 6th for the 5th time this year. And the bat goes flying. Fortunately, it hit the backstop, and that is all.
It's a photo op right there.
Yeah.
Addie, one of the league leaders in bat tosses. If you're at a game and you're above the third base dugout, bear down when Russell's hitting. Bumgarner will break a lot of bats with that slinging fastball in on the hands of a right-handed hitter.
2-2. You don't want to overstate it, but man, you get the first 2 guys on, you grab a lead here. I know you're getting down near the bottom of the order, but if you've got him against the ropes, you really want to take advantage. Russell cannot, as he misses the curve. 4 strikeouts now for Bumgarner, and that'll bring up Matt Caesar. I don't know how many opportunities you're going to get today.
Right, and that's why, normally you think early in the ball game you're playing for big innings. Later in the game you take on more of a one-run approach. But against a guy like Bumgarner, I think if Russell were to be sacrificing there, pushing the ball to the right side, whether it was a little inside-out swing to give himself up or even a bunt, it would be hard to find fault with it.
Welcome back, Matt Caesar. 7th time he's been with the big league club. Brought back from Iowa yesterday. Took the roster spot of David Ross. He was placed on the family medical emergency list. Outside ball 2. Herron, the pitcher, is on deck.
Caesar's an intriguing guy. He's got speed. He's having a real good year down at AAA, 292 with 12 doubles, 8 home runs in 70 ball games.
Three and 0. Bumgarner wanted the call, didn't get it.
Didn't deserve it. Off the plate. We talked about Bumgarner's prowess with the bat. The guy on deck, Dan Herron, has been one of the better hitting pitchers in the game for a good while now.
He walked him. Bumgarner not happy with himself. So the Giants needed 61 innings from its pitching staff in the World Series last year. Bumgarner accounted for a third, 21 innings.
Yeah, and that's why I said earlier in our open segment that he wouldn't be the leading Cy Young Award candidate, probably a top 5 guy, but he might be the most valuable pitcher for his team. With all the injuries they've had and the fact they haven't got a ton of innings from their starting rotation, he's been a real horse for them.
In that World Series, went 7 games against Kansas City. Bumgarner picked up 2 wins and a 5-inning save in the clincher on 2 days rest. Threw almost 53 innings, the most ever in the playoffs, with a 103 earned run average. So the prize for the Pirates for finishing in the top wild card spot last year was facing Madison Bumgarner, and he pitched a complete game 4-hit shutout. Herron foul tips, 2 outs. Jonathan Herrera, 25th start of the season, is 9th at third base. Well, it's an unfair question to ask you, but if you had your pick of the litter, you could do whatever you wanted. One game. You pick Bumgarner, Kershaw, Greinke, Arrieta, Scherzer.
Who are we playing? You got left-handed hitters or right-handed hitters?
And we'll say neutral.
Okay. I would
take that out of the equation.
I would probably still go Kershaw.
Lead 1-0. Starlin Castro with an RBI double, scoring Anthony Rizzo, who had singled and moved to second on a wild pitch. 1-2. All the outs Bumgarner has recorded have been strikeouts to this point, 5 and counting.
That list you gave me, it's like when the waiter comes over with the tray of all the different cuts of steaks and says, pick one. I don't care. I'll take any of them. They're all going to work.
Swing and a miss. 6 outs, 6 strikeouts for Bumgarner, but the Cubs have a lead. It's 1-0 in the second. Back home Monday, August 31st. They'll take on the Reds, and then the Diamondbacks come in as well. As always, visit Cubs.com to purchase seats and get the latest game time updates. Good news is the Cubs scored a run and lead 1-0. Madison Bumgarner has 6 strikeouts through 2 innings. Hey, a Cub fan out in the Bay. Posey, Bird, Tomlinson. Posey had the game-winning RBI double in the 6th inning last night off Kyle Hendricks. High for ball 1. Well, kind of fun. You got one of the best offensive catchers in recent memory, Buster Posey. And you've got a 22-year-old Kyle Schwarber who's trying to emulate that. Schwarber catching for the first time since August 6th. Castro's got it. Well, now we know what the template is for Dan Herron today.
Yeah, that's when he's at his best. It's weak contact in the air. He gets hurt by the home run ball. He's allowed 28, more than any other pitcher in the National League, and he's given up home runs in 7 consecutive starts. But you know, it's just part of his. It's a byproduct of the way he pitches. A lot of outs in the air. Sometimes those balls leave the ballpark. If he doesn't give up a lot of hits and he's not walking people, it could be a formula for success.
Strike called on ex-Cub Marlon Byrd. 6th game with San Francisco. 14 out of 33, as you see, with a bunch of extra base hits against Herron. But he's down in the count, 0-2. Thought he had him. A little bit off the outside corner.
Cutters and curveballs, and then an 88 little two-seamer trying to run it back to the edge and didn't quite get there.
Out of play. And from Southern California, very accustomed to pitching out here in the West. Been with Oakland, Arizona, the Angels, the Dodgers. And he strikes out Marlon Byrd. There's Kelby Tomlinson, the second baseman. Shows bunt and takes the pitch outside. So in that Dodger win, 1-0 at Cincinnati for the sweep, Adrian Gonzalez fouled a ball off his knee and had to eventually leave. He's got a bruise. And Yasiel Puig aggravated his strained hamstring. So we'll see how that affects the weekend series coming up against the Cubs. Zach Greinke lowered his ERA to 1.61 as he got his 14th win.
Arizona and San Diego harboring hopes of getting back into this race out west, but they're running out of time. Tomlinson proving to be a bit of a pain in the side here.
So Tomlinson whacks a single to center. First hit for the Giants.
Tomlinson doing at the big leagues what he's done throughout his minor league career. High average hitter, doesn't hit for power. Speedy guy.
Juan Perez basically playing Matt Caesar for the Giants. This is his 8th major league call-up since June of 2013. He had 5 last year. He's in center today. 0 for 3 last night. Played center, knocked in a run. Bruce Bochy cannot wait until next Tuesday, September 1st, when the rosters expand. That ball hit the deep center. Caesar back. Can't get it. Tomlinson's in. Juan Perez has tied it up with an RBI double. That ball was smoked over the head of Matt Caesar.
Now, Perez, a guy who's hit for a little bit of power down in the minor leagues, but kind of ironic. We're talking about Belton Posey and the fact that they got a lot of inexperienced guys in their lineup, but it's Tomlinson and Perez who combine here to get the Giants on the board. Good swing at the fastball by Perez. Tomlinson was moving with the pitch. Either way, he was going to score.
Rianza's switch batter. That's a strike, 1-1. A 1-1 tie here in the second.
149 as a left-handed batter this year with the Giants. 7 out of 47. Normally you'd be saying things like, well, the base is open and pitcher's on deck. But Bumgarner being the guy, the thinking changes. Go ahead and get after Adrianza here.
In the dirt he went. And that is strike 3. And that is the end of the inning. So 2 strikeouts for Herron in the second, but back-to-back 2-out hits. Single Tomlinson, double Perez, and we're tied at 1.
Ringside after the game on September 2nd for an unforgettable night of amateur boxing. Great food and giving back to Chicago's youth. Located at the Ravenswood Event Center, Madden's main event will feature local youth boxers at various skill levels, as well as a special main event bout. For tickets and details, visit CubsCharities.com.
So a 1-1 tie and a strike on Chris Denorfia as Bumgarner faces this Cubs lineup for the second time through. That one misses low.
Had his way with the top of the order last time. Started the ball game with 3 consecutive strikeouts. Murphy went down swinging at a slow breaking ball. Like that.
Bumgarner's a small town guy from Hudson, North Carolina, northwest of Charlotte, about an hour and a half. Bumgarner lets it go to the shortstop, Adrianza, who makes the play. This time an out has been recorded on something other than a strikeout. All right, we just dispelled the myth of the bullpens being forgotten here in San Francisco. Apparently that's not true. But they had planned to put the bullpens on the field. The other urban myth is that Madison Bumgarner, as a wedding present, gave his fiancée/wife, Allie, a 5-day-old bull calf as Schwarber is out at first. Bumgarner very awkwardly landing, and somehow he got to the bag before Schwarber did.
Wow. Big guy showing some agility here. Throw well behind him. And Brandon Belt lunges for that one, so it's an off-balance throw to begin with. Off-target throw, and then you see the pirouette and tag made of the base by Bumgarner. Pretty impressive. Boy, that had sprained ankle, strained groin, all kinds of bad things, twisted knee written all over it, but he appears to have come out of it okay.
Showing great balance for a big man. So 2 outs. Here's Bryant.
So you're telling me that the cow story is not true?
Well, I guess she wanted one and he bought her one. So it wasn't like he surprised her with this exotic gift for their wedding.
Yeah, I guess it just sticks to you talk about being small town country folk. The fact that, you know, she wanted a cow and he went out and bought her a cow. That's pretty unique.
Kind of with you, though, on the Jack Morris, Tom Kelly story. You once said earlier this year, I don't want to know if it's not true. So I hate to ruin that, but.
Well, for me, it's still true enough. The fact that there was a cattle purchase made for his future wife, that's all I need.
1-1 in the dirt on Bryant.
Cubs did not go deep last night. Normally that's not a talking point in a baseball telecast. It happens all the time, but it was unique in that the Cubs have been banging the ball all over and out of the ballpark.
Foul to the second of 3 decks here at AT&T Park. Same amount of decks on that boat. It's full 3-2. There's huge cargo ships out in the bay right now. See some sailboats. Swing and a miss. to end the inning. 7 strikeouts now for Bumgarner in a 1-1 tie, and pitching it on defense as well. His hitting prowess. How about taking Clayton Kershaw deep? Not a small yard in Pittsburgh either.
No, he's legit. We'll treat him with a little deference. Career home runs for Bumgarner, most by a Giant pitcher since Johnny Antonelli had 15.
That's caught by Russell. So they get him out, but it wasn't easy. Wow.
Yeah, well, you're at the mercy of the count there. Fell behind him 3-0, and then the 3-1 fastball. You knew Bumgarner was going to get a pretty good rip at it. Throw it in there and hope for the best. Hope he hits it hard at somebody.
Back to the top, and Aoki.
Second time through the order. See if Dan changes things up a little bit. First pitch breaking ball that time to Aoki. Another one.
So I'm not great at math, but just kind of playing around with the numbers. Cubs have 37 games to go, including this one. Okay.
Okay.
So if they go 19-18, roughly 500, the final 37, it would force the Giants to go 25-11 for those two teams to be tied at the end of the year. So Aoki reaches.
Yeah, and you know, we all are fully aware of many late season collapses in baseball history. It happens from time to time, but you have to love where the Cubs are positioned with this lead over the Giants, and certainly within striking distance of the Pirates. Joe Madden continues to talk about running down the Cardinals. Just when the Cardinals start to leak oil a little bit, they turn it on. They've won 4 in a row now.
Yeah, and I guess my point about that note is that the Cubs would have to play, I think, under 500 the rest of the way, and the Giants would have to be off the charts for them to pass the Cubs. It's not as if the Cubs just kind of play okay, the Giants are going to have a very tough time catching them. It has to really be a combination. And this is the final game of the season series. And again, not impossible, but the Cubs have put themselves in a very enviable position for that final wild card spot.
Yeah, and I think that's what the key here was, making sure you come in here and win at least one game. They took care of business here in the opener with Jake Arrieta on the mound, and you could tell by the way Joe Madden managed that ball game. Had a big lead, but fairly quick move to his quote-unquote guys out there in the bullpen, the guys he used to protect leads. Wanted to make sure he nailed that one down. The Giants' schedule gets a little softer in September, but they still have 3 with the Cardinals after we leave town. Then they go to LA for 3 with the Dodgers. 6 more with Arizona, and Arizona's a pretty good club. They're a very good offensive team. Depending on which pitchers you run into when you face the Diamondbacks, that could be a very dangerous club.
Goes the runner, Aoki, and he's going to be safe. That ball airmailed into center. It'll be a steal and an error on Schwarber.
Not a big step from here, but he does not have a particularly quick delivery, and Schwarber trying to make a quick throw. It looked like he squirted out of his hand. Obviously it squirted out of his hand. Footwork looked good.
Infielders will now move in. 2-2 on Duffy, runner at third. And into center for a base hit. That's probably just a ground out to short. If Russell's playing back, McDuffie taking advantage of the drawn-in infield, and it's 2-1 Giants.
Yeah, and we say it a lot when you're up against the elite starting pitchers. You have to play a really clean game. The errant throw allows Aoki to move to third base, pulls the infield in. You don't want to concede anything when you're up against Bumgarner, especially in this ballpark. Duffy, who's having a heck of a year, just willing to get on top of that ball, hit it on the ground, and he finds a hole.
Belt has 7 home runs this month, 7 of his 17, but none over his last 14 games. Wind has kicked up a little bit. And at the outset, we said pretty calm conditions here. Picked up just a little bit over the last 45 minutes or so. Belt, 27 years old, product of University of Texas. 5th round pick, 2009. To the big leagues 2 years later.
Big, strong kid, a line drive hitter. The higher line drive rates in the game. And certainly strong enough when he gets it airborne to knock it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, the ball dudes on your sheet.
The ball dudes.
Somebody down. Yeah.
Rookie.
A little trouble down there and right.
Tim O'Rourke down the first base side. He's he's 66. Got a little Bud Melman going on. Lives in Hillsborough, North Carolina.
3-2.
Longtime fan of both the Giants and the Cubs. And his brother Pat is the dude down the third base line today.
Okay. It is a family affair.
And they got another brother, Jim, who will be here tomorrow, serving as a ball dude.
Duffy runs, Belt fouls. You did some nice ball dude homework.
It's a nice tradition they have here. Got him tucked in there behind that fence by the camera well too. Is that all cameras or is that a seating area there? Just past the dugouts.
I think it's a seating area.
Yeah.
Outside, runner going, but ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and here's Posey with 2 on.
Yeah, so Posey was a big hit yesterday. He's been in a bit of a funk here in the last few days. This obviously a very, very important confrontation early in this ball game. Just the 3rd inning. The Cubs down 1. Bumgarner appears to be on his game. Worthy of a conversation there between Schwarber and Harrington as they're going to try to deal with Mr. Posey. A little bit of both. There's some cameras down there, some media folk, and also some very nice seats.
I think the relievers should go sit in there. They don't have bullpen seating here. So the relievers actually sit in the dugout and only head down there. And it's their turn to get ready.
Strange feeling for the bullpen guys. I think they're part of the greater tribe. Posey, 3 out of his last 23, 5 out of his last 37. 135 batting average in those 37 ball games. But you know, sooner or later he's going to get hot again.
Deep center. Caesar was playing a couple of steps back, and he makes the grab, and the runners back to their respective bases. Duffy to second, Belt to first. Ball 1.
Schwarber setting up off the outside corner, trying to coax a strike call out of Gary Cederstrom, the home plate umpire today, but he would have none of it. Or the strikeout victim first time up. 1 out of 3 last night, plus a walk. Usually you can count on him to swing the bat.
Another one deep to center, and it will go. It's a home run for Marlon Byrd. It's a 3-run blast, and it's 5-1, and now Herron has given up at least 1 in 8 consecutive starts.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. The scouting report on Herron, an extreme fly ball pitcher who's going to give up his fair share of home runs. You hope he could get away with it in this big yard, but that was really torched by Byrd. And the other piece of it here, it's coming with a couple of men on base. And those are killers. Nice, easy pass through the zone by Byrd. 21st home run by Byrd this year. That's the Ford home run replay. And now the Cubs have a big mountain to climb.
29th allowed, so yeah, Anibal Sanchez and Dan Herron have each given up the most gopher balls this season. The 0-1 to Tomlinson. Swung on and missed. Byrd with his second home run with the Giants.
Continues to really have great success against Dan Herron.
Man, you aren't kidding. 15 for 35, 4 homers. He went, and that will end the inning. But they do a lot of damage. Byrd with a 3-run homer. Duffy earlier with an RBI single. Kind of a lazy Thursday afternoon in San Francisco. 5-1 Giants.
Quite like it. Visit Cubs.com/bleachers to buy tickets and learn more about the available spaces.
(5-1) Giants behind Madison Bumgarner. Rizzo, Castro, Russell here in the 4th inning. Well, we knew this would be a tough trip. Whenever you see names Bumgarner and Kershaw as part of those pitching probables, you know it'll be a challenge. Cubs were able to win Game 1. Jake Arrieta lost last night. And down 4 here to Bumgarner. Pitcher strike 2 and 1. So Rizzo 1 for 1 with a run scored. He came in against lefties this year. 325, 441, 512 for the slash line, which is off the charts.
These guys have been teammates on the last couple of all-star teams.
Ball strike 3 that time. Yasiel Puig recently bothered by a strained hamstring, and I guess he aggravated it today against Aroldis Chapman, running hard to first. Painful infield hit for Puig.
Yeah, that looks like out of the lineup for a while.
Castro the go-ahead RBI double in the second. That made it 1-0, but the Giants answered back, tied it in the bottom of that inning, and put up 4 in the third. Great shot from behind home plate umpire. 1-1.
Different arm stroke he's got, the way he reaches way back behind him out towards third base.
Duffy gloves, fires a bullet to Belt. That's called tacking.
I thought it was called sailing.
Well, it is, but I'm going to show off my sailing knowledge.
Nautical terms for 600, Alex.
Miss. Jake Arrieta already at 16 wins. Madison Bumgarner trying to join him. Michael Wacha will go for his 16th tomorrow night against Mike Leake here at AT&T Park. Cardinals will be in. They're finishing up their series in Arizona. Russell strikes out. 9 punch-outs for Bumgarner. He's got a 5-1 lead in the 4th. You just might see yourself later in the game. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Yeah, for all those people tweeting me about that wasn't actually tacking, I couldn't define tacking if you put it on an exam. It's the only term I know, and I was faking all of it. So you're right. You're
Busted.
Right. With an RBI double in the second. Here it is. Foul.
Ball dude on it, so they've got brothers here ball duding down the lines, and probably a little friendly competition is who's going to have a better day. I think they're both 0 for 1 so far.
Taken for ball 2.
This is one of those days where Dan Herron's just going to have to hang in there and find a way to stay in this ball game. Joe doesn't want to use up a bunch of innings out of his bullpen here.
Strikeout number 4 for Herron.
That'll change if the Cubs start to make some noise and get back into this one. But Bumgarner pitching a dominant game, the Cubs down 4. If you're Joe Madden, you're starting to think about conserving resources for a weekend series in Los Angeles.
Adrianza, strike 1. 1 for his last 19 and 0 for 6 so far in the series. Chuck asks us on Twitter, how did the K become the sign for strikeout? We had done some research on that years ago, and I kind of recall the details as that ball ended up foul. Either S was used for something else or K was used because it was the strongest letter.
That's what I had always heard and read, that the K was a prominent, in strikeout, K was a kind of a dominant sound.
Well, I went to the Google machine, and the first thing that popped up, Henry Chadwick chose it because it was the last letter which struck. And liked to use the last letter instead of the first. Okay. All I know is when I see a K, I think of strikeout. Some places you'll see S.O. As Herron not happy with himself as he walks the 8-hitter in front of Bumgarner. I don't know what you write for walks. I put W in my book, but it's base on balls, so a lot of people will put BB.
I'm a BB guy.
You're a BB guy. Okay.
Phil Rizzuto used to mark his book with WW. Wasn't watching.
DC, don't care. Yeah. So I do K and W. Am I kind of mixing and matching? Should it be K and BB and then SO and W?
I don't know. I don't.
Or are you allowed to?
I think you're okay. K and
do your own
W.
Baseball language.
I think you got to go with K though. I don't like SO.
I go with W because it's one letter. Runner moving, and Bumgarner taps one. Herron falls down. Everybody's safe. He slipped on the grass.
That'll be a base hit. Talk about Bumgarner's prowess as a hitter. He hit a rocket last time up for an out. Here it's a little roller, and it turns into a knock. Joe Madden and Ed Halber, the trainer, out to check on Herron. Dan's day got off to a good start. Retired the first 5 batters he faced. He was favoring that a little bit before he went down, wasn't he? Kind of on the way over. You can see him start to limp a little bit.
Just didn't look right, but he will continue on.
I don't know if there's any lingering issues with it. A couple starts ago, he got smoked by a comebacker.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yep. Two and 0. Still no action in the Cubs bullpen. Deep right. Foul. Aoki just missed a 3-run homer, but we're going to go after that ball anyway. I got a foul ball. Look at me.
Kind of like the other guy that stayed in the kayak, though. I like that play. I like to stay in the kayak play a little better. He just decides to abandon ship, and then this guy comes zooming up, and he's going to try to paddle it away, and he had it, and just couldn't secure it.
Rizzo into the bullpen area, and he can't get it.
Great effort. Passed on the garlic fries. Rizzo does not give up an at-bat. He doesn't give up a play. He doesn't take a pitch off. Regardless of the score, he's going to give you everything he's got.
Ground ball, 4 to 6 to 3, double play, and that will end the inning. Do we have garlic fries coming? What do we got there?
Ooh.
Ice cream. Oh, they're going.
No,
Wait a minute.
no,
The Giants move over here.
No. Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. Visit Cubs.com/authentics to bid on weekly auction items and to pre-order game-used bases and baseballs. The Cubs will donate net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics to Cubs charities.
And we want to welcome all our viewers watching on RCN Cable in Chicago and Skokie. Having fun with the foul ball in the water. That is the foul ball, but then watch, somebody else throws one in the water, it looks like.
Yeah.
Right there.
Second projectile.
He got the real one. Well, they're both real. One wasn't hit by Aoki. Tomlinson makes the catch. Caesar is out. And here is Herron. And yeah, the calculus today, if you're Joe Madden, right? You're facing Madison Bumgarner. You're down 4. You're just trying to hopefully get another inning or two out of your starter if you can. A lot of times you'll take your guy out when he struggles like Herron has.
Yeah, I think you have to react to the situation. You're down 4 runs in the middle innings against Bumgarner. Your chances of winning this game are pretty remote. Now, if you get back into it, that all changes. He was starting to get somebody up last inning right before the double play. We haven't seen Zach Roskup since he's rejoined the club, so I suspect we'll see him today.
The 3-0 pitch is a strike. He just walked the pitcher. How about that? Here's Herrera. A lot of matinee action around the bigs. Texas leading the Blue Jays 4-1 as they play the top of the 8th. In Arlington, Jays trying to get their 6th straight win, but they'll have to make a big comeback late, and they have an offense capable of doing so.
Indeed, scoring a ton of runs. Somebody shut him down for the Rangers though today. Giovanni Gallardo was the starter. It's 5 1/3 shutout this afternoon.
2 strikes on Herrera. Herron not being held by Belt. Kansas City 2, Baltimore nothing, top of the 5th in KC. Orioles have taken 2 of the first 3 in that set. Donald Ventura has 9 strikeouts through 4 2/3. And he got him. 10 for Bumgarner through 4 2/3 here.
Gets a lot of swings and misses at that curveball.
Top 3 in the Cubs order combined 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts against Bumgarner today.
That is his 6th double-digit strikeout game, 3rd in his last 4 starts.
.14 the season and career high for Bumgarner. August 16th against the Nationals, he joined Hall of Famer Early Wynn, the only pitchers in modern history to throw a shutout, have at least 14 strikeouts and homer in the same game. Wynn did it with the White Sox against Boston May 1st, 1959. It was a 1-0 win for Early Wynn. He was the Cy Young winner that year. They did not have an American League, National League Cy Young. They just had a Cy Young.
It's the old adage. It's a shutout, hit a home run. Not getting any run support.
This tells you how valuable, you referenced Bumgarner's value to the Giants. He's been their last 27 games. He's the only starter to go 7 innings. And he's done it 4 times. Called strike 3. 11 now. DeNorfia doesn't like the call. You be the judge. As we go to break, 5-1 San Francisco.
Thanks, Cap. Tomorrow night, kick off a brand new season of high school football with Chicagoland's best post-game recap show on High School Lights. Hosted by Kelly Kroll. It's an exciting half hour of scores, highlights, can't miss interviews, and so much more. Watch High School Lights premiering tomorrow night at 11 on Comcast Sports Net.
So, Chris DeNorfia was baffled by this final pitch. Watch where it lands. Now, I know it's where it goes over the plate.
Yeah, whether it's in the zone or not, you rarely ever see this pitch called a strike. And DeNorfia had been chasing that slow curveball, probably said, hey, good job laying off that breaking ball, and then he gets rung up by Gary Cedarstrom.
It's not a strike.
We had Joe Madden in between innings out chatting a little bit with Gary from the dugout, just saying, I promise you that's not a strike.
One to Matt Duffy.
It's a real frustrating thing for a hitter, right? When you've chased a pitch and you You tell yourself, okay, he's going to throw that breaking ball. I'm going to stay on it. I'm not going to chase. And then you get rung up.
Fly ball. Right field caught by Chris Bryant. Yep, Chris Bryant out there for the first time.
Not really well received by Posey. And when you saw that look at it there, you could have made the argument that that pitch crossed at the knees. And I think that our pitch tracks even had it at the bottom of the zone.
Did it really? That surprises me. Well, maybe it was an optical illusion.
Yeah, it's just, and again, it's one of those ones you just, as a pitcher, you don't expect to get it. As a hitter, you're really surprised. And everybody over there in that Cub dugout said, come on, man, that ball almost bounced.
Find the ball dude. Thought a fan might catch it. Oh, 0-2 with 2 outs. Wind and the pitch in the dirt. Split. Zach Rosscup in the Cubs bullpen with Lester Strode watching. Here it is. Line center field, base hit. Posey's first knock of the day, 1 for 3.
Giants have had base runners in every inning except for the first. Marlon Byrd, he's the guy with the big swing here today. 3-run home run in the third. 2-1 game into a 5-1 game.
Angels beat the Tigers in Detroit 2-0. Matt Shoemaker, grew up in Detroit, got the win.
Randy Wolf pitched for Detroit today, made his second start. Welcome back to the big leagues, Randy Wolf. There's the home run by Marlon Byrd.
Oh, we got birds and wolves and herons.
Yeah. Randy's brother Jim down there umpiring first base. Wolfman is back.
Hook foul.
Wolfman, like Dan Herron, pitched collegiately at Pepperdine, so it's Green Wave Day in the big leagues. Herron and Wolf getting starting assignments.
He went 7 and gave up only 1 run, but took the loss. Pirates are in Miami this evening. Cardinals later tonight at Arizona. Garrett Cole goes for Pittsburgh. In their game, Carlos Martinez for St. Louis in Phoenix. High and deep, but playable. Bryant on the warning track. And the inning comes to an end. Through 5, Giants lead the rubber game 5-1. Join the Cubs this coming Tuesday, September 1st, for their annual Healthcare Professionals Night. Purchase your seats through the Cubs special events page. Each participant will get a special Cubs scrub top. Visit Cubs.com/special events. Great looking shirt. I'm in.
Doctor.
Now Schwarber looks at strike one. We're in the 6th. Foul near the Giant dugout. It looks at that bat to see if there's a nick on it.
Bumgarner's last 2 starts in this ballpark, complete game efforts. Shut out the Nationals. The start before that, 9 innings of 1-run baseball against the Astros.
Hooks a grounder to second. Easy play for Tomlinson.
At 91 pitches, I'm guessing this one and one more. And then Bruce Bochy will turn it over to the bullpen.
Fifth career start for Bumgarner against the Cubs, 2-0. Much better here than on the road this year.
Boy, he's pitched Brian tough today. He's pitched everybody tough. Chris has struck out his first 2 times up. A real good changeup got him last time, so it's soft stuff down. The elevated fastball, the backdoor breaker. This time he's going hard in.
Duffy charges and gets Bryant. Well, remember in the second we were talking about you don't know how many chances you're going to get against Bumgarner, so you want to take advantage, and the Cubs could only get 1. And they don't have a hit since the Castro RBI double.
Anthony 1 out of 2 today, single and a strikeout. Well, so if these two could conspire again, the Cubs could get 1 here in the 6th off of Bumgarner, tighten it up a little bit, maybe do some damage against the bullpen. That would be the blueprint for a comeback win. Joe Madden has talked repeatedly as the Cubs have won all these games against the Giants about how, all but yesterday, of course, how the Giants continue to fight even when they're down and down big late, and that's what he wants to see from his guys.
Yeah, make him sweat a little bit at the very least. For his 12th punch out. Frustrating day for the Cubs hitters, trailing 5-1. Point had 11 straight wins against defending world champions. Going back to 2013, that streak came to an end last night.
Last night's the first time I was aware of that streak. So in danger of having a streak coming to an end of winning road series.
That's 4-0-2 in their last 6 road sets. They will win the season series. They clinched that back in Chicago. And they now won 5 of the first 6 against the Giants. Tomlinson's out 4-3. Bryant in, Castro out, and Starlin's got it. Still time to plan a group outing this season at beautiful Wrigley Field. The Cubs offer special ticket packages for groups of 15 or more with exclusive benefit options, including parking and Wrigley Field tours. For more info, go to Cubs.com/groups. Adrianza struck out and walked. Aaron did not get that strike call on the curve. Pitch number 1. We showed you the Bumgarner strikeout pitch on Denorfia. That looked like a strike. It could be 1-2, but instead it's 3-0. And then if you're borderline on 3-0, you usually get the automatic call.
3-0 Leo. Just get it close.
Bryant ranging toward right center, and he's got it. And that will end the inning. A 1-2-3, the second one of the day for Dan Herron. We may stop there after the game. 5-1.
Reserve your place in line for history in the making. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy, free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list.
Well, good news. Madison Bumgarner is done for the day. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. And the Chicago guy will take over, right-hander George Contos.
Yeah, Contos having a very nice year. He's got a 1.94 ERA, league hitting .206 against him in 60 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed only 45 hits. Keeps the walks down. Not a big strikeout guy. Pitches to contact. I'm really surprised Madison Bumgarner is out of this ball game. I thought he'd go one more.
98 pitches through his 6 innings. So Contos, the product of Niles West High School in Skokie, Illinois, and then Northwestern University, will pitch to Starlin Castro here in the 7th. And a strike. Deep breath from the wind. The 0-1. Look out way inside.
Bumgarner has been pitching deep into most of his starts here lately. Last time out he went 6 1/3 through 109 pitches. So, top pitch count game this year was August 5th against Atlanta through 116 pitches. Like he was laboring, a lot of easy innings.
As a kid, George's grandparents were his babysitters, so he actually learned to speak Greek before he spoke English.
His first English words were, "It's all Greek to me."
Here's a 2-2.
I didn't get a rim shot for that.
What's that?
I didn't get a rim shot for that bad joke. So Bumgarner's next start will be against the Dodgers, likely against Greinke, who pitched today. So that might be part of Bruce Bochy's thinking. Get him out of there 1 inning shorter today, and maybe can ask a little bit more from him next time out.
Perez with plenty of room. Bullpen for the Giants covered the final 2 2/3 last night. No hits allowed. They grabbed their first win against the Cubs this season. Russell has struck out twice, both against the starter Bumgarner. Cutter strike.
Cubs just looking to apply a little pressure here.
1-2. Starting a stretch this week of 17 of 23 on the road. They've been a very good road club. And Russell's had a tough day. 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. Chris Coghlan now for Matt Caesar.
Santos making his 59th appearance. He's been with the Giants since 2012. Prior to that, he was with the Yankees, mostly in the minor leagues. Had a brief go with the Yankees in 2011. His time with San Francisco prior to this year has been split between the big leagues and AAA. This year, exclusively a big leaguer and a darn good one.
Ball lined to Aoki. And we will get up and stretch here in San Francisco as the Giants lead the Cubs 5-1. Photo. Tweak your strongest fan photo to Northside Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast, and it is brought to you by T-Mobile. It's not a walk flag, that is a W flag for a win. We're having fun with how you score walks earlier. Coghlan now in right. Bryant moves to center. Pinch hitter Justin Maxwell pops it up. Castro called off by Coghlan and just came into the game.
Seen a whole lot of that today from the Giant hitters. Pop-ups and lazy fly balls. Unfortunately for Dan Herron, one big inning his undoing. He's hung in there quite well since then. Allowed a couple of base runners in the fourth, but got an inning-ending double play from Aoki. 2-out single to Posey in the fifth.
So he actually recorded one more out than Madison Bumgarner did today, but he leaves trailing 5-1. with one out in the bottom of the 7th. Dan Herron leaving after giving up 5 runs today.
This is Zach's 3rd go around with the Cubs this year. He's pitched 26 games, 2-1 with a .430. Went on the DL June 17th with left shoulder inflammation. And coming off the DL was optioned to Iowa on August 14th. Has not pitched since Saturday at Iowa.
First big league appearance in a couple of months, and fastball up and away on Aoki. Walk, steal, and a run in the 3rd for Aoki. It's over in Texas. Rangers beat the Jays 4-1. Giovanni Gallardo got his 100th major league win.
Cup fastball slider. That fastball will reach the mid-90s. Sit comfortably 92, 93. Whoop. Throw that slide ball. Aoki hit a home run here last night, his 4th. Just missed one here earlier today, but it's not typically his game. And against a lefty, he's much more likely to punch the ball the other way.
Left field corner, Denorfia racing over. That is a fair ball off his glove. I don't know if he realizes it's fair. Aoki now on his way to 3rd. He's going to try for a home run. Called out on the relay throw. I thought he got in. We may have a review.
Yeah, he looked like he was running out of steam there, heading down the final home stretch here, the final 90 feet. Great throw by Russell and a really good catch and tag by Schwarber. Let's see if the Giants decide to challenge. That's great hands right there to pick and tag.
7-6-2 on the out at the plate, and still waiting to see if Bruce Bochy.
There may be some debate as to whether that was a fair ball or not, too.
I think Chris thought it was foul.
So it'll be interesting. Joe Madden's going to wait to see how this plays out. If they rule safe, he may come out and challenge whether that ball was fair or foul.
I think Bochy's going to challenge it. Still waiting, though.
Tag applied on the arm. I just don't know if Aoki had gotten the plate or not.
Huh. So no challenge. Wow, that was a crazy play.
It looked like Roberto Kelly was holding him up, too.
Yes, he was. He ran through the stop sign.
Yeah, I think he's out.
Wow. We got a real good look at it from here. Right center. That ball slicing. Diving grab, Chris Coughlin.
My goodness, he's made some plays here. He made a spectacular play towards the line in the ball game last night.
So that's it for the Giants. An eventful scoreless bottom of the 7th. At any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. That was a wild bottom of the 7th as Justin Maxwell will stay in and play left. Mike Broadway, right-hander, will make his second appearance of this series. Tommy LaStella will pinch hit.
Broadway, 28-year-old right-hander. He's a rookie, hard thrower. He's just dominating down at AAA with their Sacramento club.
Starting to run out of outs. 6 to go, trailing by 4 runs. I suppose you're always running out of outs once the game starts, but you know what I mean. Miguel Montero on deck. He would hit for Herrera. Deep right, but pulled way foul.
This is Broadway's 4th organization, first time he's been in the big leagues. Minor league time with the Braves, Padres, and Nationals prior to this. Good take. Backdoor slider just off the outside corner. This is the Tommy LaStella scouting report here. Good eye, quick bat, capable of giving you a good AB off the bench against high velocity relievers.
Payoff delivery. Scorched foul.
Lefty Josh Osich up in the giant pen. Jeremy Affeldt, the veteran lefty, is on the DL. Javier Lopez, the other veteran lefty, worked in the game last night. Presumably available if the Cubs start to make some noise here. They need a start. They need somebody to get a little something going. It's been awfully quiet.
One-time bullpen coach Mark Gardner watching as LaStella strikes out.
14th Cub to strike out this afternoon. They've had 4 base runners. 3 of those came in 1 inning back in the 2nd.
Thanks to Miguel Montero for chatting with Patrick Mooney on our pregame coverage. One out, 8th inning. Another sellout. 41-8-4-7. 389th consecutive sellout in this ballpark. Longest active streak in Major League Baseball, dating back to October 1st of 2010. That led the Giants into a magical postseason. And the even-numbered years here lately have been very good to this franchise. The only 3 titles they've won in San Francisco. Prior to 2010, their previous World Series championship came as the New York Giants in 1954. Two and two. This was the final out of last year's postseason. Mentioned Bumgarner got a 5-inning save. Pablo Sandoval making the catch. Giants beat the Royals 4-3. I don't know if we talked about it in spring training. Was it Alex Gordon? Would you have sent him?
Yeah, we did talk about, I don't remember the play. Yeah.
He probably would have been out.
Yeah.
But it would have been fun to see a World Series possibly end on a play at the plate in Game 7. Foul tipped him. Strike 3. 98 on the gun for Broadway. I suppose if a Cub homers here in this inning, it would be off Broadway.
Yes, it would.
By Denorfia.
Santos in the 7th went 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. Broadway 2 punch outs, looking for 3 here in the 8th.
Could not get him to go after that one. Wind blowing even harder now. Very calm when we got started. Just a gorgeous day here. Temperatures in the upper 70s. And it's going to be really hot in Los Angeles this weekend. It might reach the 90s. Your favorite decade?
It's in the 90s there now. Today, it's like mid-90s apparently.
Full count. Schwarber on deck.
Well, you got to be looking for the heater here.
Nice play, Adrianza, and he gets him. That was a tricky hop. He went down to backhand it, got up quickly, and nails Denorfia. Well, the Cubs without a hit since the Castro RBI double back in the second inning. Changes. Stella stays in, plays third. Montero will remain in and catch. Schwarber will head out to left. And James Russell now pitching to Brandon Belt. And it's a strike called.
Russell pitching for the 47th time, 4.45 ERA. Had a couple rough outings of late.
Missed.
Ross Cup now in the club. Joe Madden has 4 lefties in the bullpen to go along with 4 right-handed pitchers, and then September 1 will mean call-ups.
Battle of the Longhorns, and Brandon Belt takes the walk. Well, Cubs trail by 4, but some nifty defense in the bottom of the 7th. Addison Russell and Kyle Schwarber teaming up.
Great look at Schwarber getting low, starting that glove down low, and then coming up to get the short hop, and then Coughlin with a spectacular play, taking away extra bases out in right center.
Posey into the right field corner. And it hits a chain link fence. Coughlin will retreat. Belt to third. It's a double for Posey. Mentioned this earlier in the series. You have a lot of different angles and surfaces out there in right field, and Chris Coughlin realized he was not going to catch the ball, and it didn't really carry him very hard as it hit the chain link fence. If it hits the bricks, it could have gone toward right center. Infield in, they will intentionally walk Bird to load the bases. Among the things they got right in this ballpark is right field. You have almost kind of the green monster seat thing on top of that tall wall. It's out to 421 in Triples Alley. Got the water in the background. You see people can look through those knot holes on the playing surface. Pretty cool.
Yeah, one of the great things about baseball, right, is the uniqueness of the major league stadiums. The dimensions change with every ballpark. It doesn't happen in the other sports.
AT&T Uverse Multiview. Russell in a jam, and ball one on, or rather strike one on Kelby Tomlinson.
James has allowed runs in 3 of his last 6 appearances, including a rough one against the Tigers a few days back where he allowed 5 in an inning and 2/3.
So have a little trouble locating the ball. Kick and the offering, 1-2.
Cubs go from the fire to the frying pan, facing Clayton Kershaw in LA tomorrow night. Jason Hamill will work for the Cubs. Saturday, Lester and Latos. Sunday, Arrieta and Wood.
Latos had been skipped because of some Dodger off days through a sim game in Arizona recently, and he'll rejoin their rotation this weekend. Tomlinson choking up a little bit on the bat. 1-2 from Russell. Foul pop up. Rizzo gives chase. No play. Elgin Toyota upcoming schedule. A couple of late nights coming up in Los Angeles. Got the night game on Sunday to wrap up the trip, then back home to play Cincinnati and Arizona. Another 1-2. Golf to left. Way back there. And it's gone, and it's a grand slam for Kelby Tomlinson. And it's 9-1. That's his first career home run.
He hit very few home runs as a minor leaguer, just not a big part of his game, but that breaking ball down and in into his swing. And a big moment for young Kelby Tomlinson.
Ford home run replay. Grand slam for Tomlinson. Perez charging hard towards second. Out! Nice tag by Castro. I don't know if he got spiked or not. That is the first out. Was that Bryant who made the throw? Yeah, 8-4. As Bryant and Castro teamed up. Not sure what happened to Starlin.
Yeah, looks like he's holding his rib cage there.
Adrianza in the air, center field. Bryant for out number 2.
Drops that glove right in there. Nowhere for Perez to go. It's one of those things where you see the base runner coming, then you have to turn around and deal with the throw, so you don't know exactly where he is. You just throw that glove down and wait for him to slide into it.
battling the sun. Castro retires Maxwell. So the final 3 outs were quick. But before that, Tomlinson with the 4-run homer. 9-1 Giants. Collinsworth will have a recap of the action, plus highlights, clubhouse reaction, and more. It's Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live following the ball game here on CSN Chicago. Josh, you did it earlier.
It's a tongue twister.
How do you like me blaming you for my mistake? Josh Osich. You've got a sh, a s, and a ch.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Not a lot of letters, but a whole lot going on. Oh, Sitch.
Careful. Kyle Schwarber to Marlon Byrd. 1 out here in the ninth.
Never happy losing a series, but I still say mission accomplished by making sure you get one here in San Francisco. And then you got some good pitching matchups in LA. The Dodgers really good in their home ballpark. They've been a bit of a disappointing club this year, even though they've been in first place pretty much all year long. But they are 42-20 at Dodger Stadium.
Third base side of the rubber, the lefty deals. Adrianza close at first, save. Bryant beats it out, infield hit. First hit for the Cubs since the second, only their third of the afternoon. That was a changeup.
Yeah, out in front of it a little bit, but stayed through the zone. You're going to change the clock a little bit with Chris Bryant, faster than most guys in the league realize. It's a 7-game hitting streak for Chris now.
Foul tip by Rizzo. Dosich from Boise, Idaho, to Oregon State. One and two. Well, I don't know. The last time I saw 3 foul tips and 1 at bat. That doesn't happen often, does it?
No, it does not.
2 outs here in the 9th.
See Anthony strike out 3 consecutive plate appearances very often either. 16th time the Cubs have struck out today, at least once in every inning.
Castro the batter, 1 on, 2 outs, 9th inning.
Maybe
Strike 1.
Cubs would make a run at the Giants after Bumgarner got out of this ball game, but the bullpen has been outstanding. Contos, Broadway, now Osich.
Bryant takes off for a second. Not going to matter as Duffy scoops, and that is the ball game. So the Giants take the final 2 games, and for the first time in 7 road series, the Cubs drop a set. They do win the season series 5-2, and now it's off to Los Angeles and bring on Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night.
Yeah, Cubs had a chance to put a crooked number on the board in the 2nd inning against Bumgarner. He tightened things down, allowed just the singleton, and then the 3-run bomb off the bat of Marlon Bird off Dan Heron really changed the nature of this game. And I knew it was going to be a big mountain to climb, and then the Giants just added on big at the end.
Our Binny's Beverage Depot toast of the game, Madison Bumgarner, continuing his perfect month of August. 5 starts, 5 wins. They only went 6 today, but they were 6 very good ones. And he improves to 16-6. He's tied with Jake Arrieta for the major league lead in victories.
Yeah, allowed just 2 hits today, 1 run.